like to start by thanking our partners here at the Austin-Bergstrom International Airport for their continued support. Working together, our goal is to get you to your destination safely and to do so as efficiently as possible. Here in Austin, we usually screen a little over 22,000 passengers during really busy travel times like this summer. But there can be days where we're screening up to 25,000 during the summer. So it's really important to get here early. We've always recommended that you get here 2 hours in advance of your flight. We anticipate this to be a record-breaking travel season here at Austin. In fact, 14.5% more passengers than last year. So again, get here 2 hours in advance. That gives you time to park, check in at the ticket counter, get through screening, maybe get a bite to eat, and get to your gate in plenty of time. We're also on Twitter. You can actually take a picture of an item and tweet it to us at Ask TSA, and we will respond in real time. Can you bring that item in your checked bag? Can you bring it in your carry-on? Or you should leave it at home. I'm going to turn it over to Marissa Barba, our lead transportation security officer, and she's going to walk through some of the prohibited items we found here and give you a demonstration on how to pack your bag for easier screening.
Any toiletries that you travel with on your carry-on has to fit in these small, what we call sandwich bags, not the gallon size. They got to fit in here in your carry-on. Anything larger than these items here, such as our large hairsprays, body washes, shampoos, conditioners, cannot go as a carry-on. It got to go in your checked baggage. In the summertime, we don't want to get sunburned. Those sunscreens over 3.4 ounces also got to go in your checked baggage, cannot go as a carry-on. We see these very often upstairs coming through checkpoints. If they're too big, they cannot come through. Also, what we see very common is our liquids. Anything over 3.4 ounces cannot go through as a carry-on. So those Gatorades, water bottles, sports drinks, drink them before you go through, or toss them away. Leave the bottle empty. You could take it through empty and refill it on the other side. We have watering stations as well. Austin does get very hot, so we understand that those drinks are very necessary. So what I'm going to do is work my way down the table. We have a list here of prohibited items. I want to talk to you here. We have what we may recognize as Lucille. This is cannot go through as a carry-on. Also prohibited item. What canes, it may look like just a cane. Actually, when you take it out, it becomes something else. It becomes a weapon. So these cannot come through as a carry-on. Also, this umbrella that may look like an umbrella as well, take it back out, also another weapon. This is also prohibited on these checkpoints, cannot come through as carry-on. We also want to talk about our tools, these hammers tools here. Anything over 7 inches cannot go through as a carry-on. You got to check them in your luggage. Also, stun guns that we find in our bag cannot go through as well. Make sure you check those in. Leave it in your car, give it to someone who's not traveling. You do have options. The other item is here brass knuckles. These cat eyes are very common. Make sure they're not hidden in your bags. They will slow down the process, okay? Double check your bags for those. All these martial arts as well. Another common item that we find in our bags here is knives. Any kind of knives cannot go through on our carry-on. You can check it in. We do have all sorts of knives, from kitchen knives. What's very common here, credit card. You take it apart, it becomes a knife. Double check those wallets. Make sure that you don't have them hidden in there, because these do become very common in your wallets. Another common item, it may look like a comb until you take it apart, then it's not a comb anymore, it becomes a weapon. So please double check your bags. Backpacks seem to hide a lot of these smaller knives. These do have multi-tools in them. Double check your bags because they get hidden at the very bottom. I would recommend empty out your bags and then repacking it. These cannot go through, it's just going to slow you down. We all know that firearms obviously cannot come through, but firearm parts also cannot come through as carry-on. So these things here, even if they have nothing in them, they're not loaded, they cannot come through. Obviously, these are replicas here, these firearms. But when they come through the x-ray, we cannot tell if they're real or a replica. We treat them as a real firearm. So make sure you double check your bags to make sure you're not in there. Same as these grenades, they can come through as well, but once they come through the x-ray, we gotta treat them as a real grenade. They will slow down the process. They can either stop down a lane, evacuate a whole checkpoint, so please double check that these do not in your bags. What's very common here, we see a lot of these. It's a bottle opener, but obviously it's a replica as well. Have it in your checked baggage if you want to keep it. Cannot come in as your carry-on. And one unique crazy item we have here is a landmine. Landmines cannot come through as well, so make sure you double check your bags. If you have any questions, check our TSA.gov. They can help you out with what's prohibited and what's not. Next, I will go ahead and kind of demonstrate our process of packing on the bags when you come through a security checkpoint, okay? So what we want to emphasize this summer, fireworks are not allowed on your carry-on bags or in your checked luggage as well. So double check if you're traveling with fireworks, they cannot come through the airport. Our laptops, for several years now, laptops do have to come out of the bags. It's been our rule. You always want to place it in a bin by itself, nothing on top, nothing below, just as it is. It helps the x-ray operator see make sure there's nothing in there, and it's an easier scene for everybody. Also, what's new this summer is anything larger than your cell phone, any electronics larger than your cell phone need to come out of your bags now. So any tablets, e-readers, anything like that does need to come out of your bag and place in a bin, again, with nothing below or on top of the electronics. It helps the x-ray operator see through these items. Also, back to our 311 rule, go ahead and take that out of the bag as well. Place it in a bin or place it in a bowl as so and send it through. It makes the process a lot easier for you and the x-ray operator. Just as well as medical devices. This is a heart monitor. Go ahead, just take it out of your bag, place it in a bin. External hard drives. We can place more than one item in a bin as long as there's not overlaying on each other. Nothing on top, nothing below. That's the big key within these bins. As you can see, everything that needed to be taken out of the bag is on top. So it's easier for you to just place things in the bins instead of digging through your whole suitcase and making it a mess for yourself. What does not need to come out is anything as curling irons, blow dryers, straighteners, chargers, battery chargers, anything like this does not need to come out of your bag. It could stay in the bag. What's going to make it easier for you is just wrap the cords around it. That way it declutters the bag. The whole process of this is to help the x-ray operator see your bags clearly and eliminate the bag checks as much as possible. And we do recommend to get to the airport very early. 2 hours early is what we always recommend. It gives you time to go through security, do anything that you need to do in the airport before going through. Summertime is a very busy travel season, and we want to make sure everybody gets through quickly and safely as possible.
When you enter the checkpoint, be ready, have your boarding pass and ID out. Again, these little things help keep the lines moving if you're prepared.